has been a season full of twists and turns, and it all reaches a crescendo here tonight as EA Sports so proud to welcome you to the marquee event of the NFL calendar, Super Bowl Sunday. Tonight, it is all on the line. We play for the Lombardi Trophy, as it'll be the AFC champion Kansas City Chiefs taking on the NFC champions, the Philadelphia Eagles.
Jake Elliott to kick off for Philadelphia.
Here's the kicker, Jake Elliott, ready to get this one started. And we are underway on Sunday Night Primetime. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
At their own 26-yard line.
They go play fake. Mahomes. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Now he's loose at the 40. Inside the 20. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Breece Hall with a first touchdown of this Super Bowl, and a long one at that. And the Chiefs go down the field in just 2 plays to take the early lead. Extra point by Butker is on target, and it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. They run with a dangerous Saquon Barkley. Past the 25 to the 26, a gain of 5.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
2nd and 5. And the slot man goes in motion left. Hurts sets up to throw it. He's got the Michigan man, Preston Loveland. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 12 yards is the pickup. Good for an Eagle first down. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so offense has to be ready each and every time, either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
From the 43, here's 2nd and 5. Hurts. There's a short one caught by Loveland. His second catch in the Super Bowl, and it's good enough for a first down.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 48-yard line. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Brandon, so many times we see the crossing route start as a quick hitter, but in this play, he had time in the pocket and waited for him to clear going across.
They go back to the ground now with Barkley. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Saquon Barkley, a 23-yard run. And the Eagles are an extra point away from tying up this Super Bowl. Elliott good on the extra point, and we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown. And the last time I look and repeat that, Charles' defense, they were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Mahomes going to throw. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down. And CD, one of the big stories everybody's been tracking this week, the head coach of this offense, looking to become just the 2nd coach in NFL history to win 5 Super Bowl titles.
And let's face it, the respect is there already. We know he's going to go down as one of the all-time great coaches. But even after all this success, what do we notice most about him? He never takes anything for granted. He's treating this Super Bowl like it's the most important game ever played, because for some of the guys on his team, it will be, and he feels the same way himself. I love his intensity. I love the way he gets his team prepared to play in the big game.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. 2nd and 9.
Hey, 43, 42.
Mahomes now to throw. That's caught. It's Xavier Worthy. And he has another 1st down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 41-yard line.
17 yards.
A nice pickup of 17 yards. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 41. Here's Mahomes to throw. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
You know what I like about that play? He didn't try to do too much on 1st down. He took what the defense gave him, put together a solid game to bring up 2nd and manageable. Now they have a couple of plays to pick up just a few yards and a new set of downs.
This 2nd and 4.
Yellow.
Now here's Mahomes. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. That's caught right side by Worthy. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. Charles, did I just hear that right? They declined the personal foul. 3 yards, they just declined them.
And I have to think that the official is thinking to himself, did I just hear that correctly, that you declined that one? All I can think of is that someone on the field got confused.
Must have.
It had to, because you're going to take the yards on that penalty each and every time.
Looking to throw is Mahomes. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down.
And I can see the officials kind of looking at each other down there, silently wondering, does this meet the level of grounding? Fortunately, he did have a receiver in the area, but I have seen less obvious throwaways called as penalties.
They'll give to Hall. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
Brandon, one thing about blitzes, they really confuse offensive linemen at times, and what you have to do is lock in on the guy right in front of you. If you don't, you saw the end result. Defensive tackle ended up making the play.
8th play of the drive forthcoming, and they need 8 yards on 3rd down. Now Mahomes. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Pat Surtain. And the Eagles are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. No matter what the defense throws at them, they feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. Throwing is Hurts. It was a short one caught by Loveland. So that does it for the first quarter of Super Bowl 62. Back in a moment. 7-all is the score. The NFL on EA Sports continues right after this message. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll send a receiver in motion left. Here's Hurts to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down.
63.
Out of the shotgun, they run with Barkley. And he picks up about 6 as he gets this down to the 41.
I think we all suspected that they were going back to him after he found the end zone on his last carry, and they kept the positive momentum going there. Another nice run by him.
This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. And the Chiefs are going to get the football back at their own 17. So consecutive interceptions here early on in this one, and maybe setting the tone, Charles, for a game where the defense really takes center stage.
And don't you think that both offenses are really catching the bit from their coaching staff about avoiding these turnovers that we've seen early? I think both teams are trying to find an advantage. We know that. Can one of them break away and take control of this game?
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. To throw, it's Mahomes. He'll get this complete to Worthy. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 3 catches for him now in the first half of this Super Bowl. It's a first down. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down. Out of the gun, they run it with Hall. Not much there, maybe a couple up to the 35. They're in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down.
Makes it 3rd and 8.
Throwing now is Mahomes. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Inside the 10. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD. Well, this defense, they've been terrific all year, and they come through with a pick-6 here on the game's biggest stage.
Perfect descriptor there, because we have seen this time and time again. This defense, their ability to take the ball away from teams, they definitely have a nose for the football, and it pays off again on that play.
So they throw the pick-6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And he returns this to the 22. KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Well, you don't usually get a sack from a nose tackle spot, but we got one there.
No, we don't. And a lot of the times in passing situations, they end up off the field anyway. So how happy was he to work his way back to the quarterback and put him on the ground? He's got a bit of nickname after something like that, some big jelly or something like that.
Now this airmail to the sideline. It's incomplete. And there don't appear to be any flags forthcoming. Maybe a little fortunate there. It's third down. They'll drop the throw. And Mahomes misfires again, and it's intercepted. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. A nightmare of a first half for him. That's now 3 interceptions. But Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree, because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league without developing some major mental toughness. So I expect him to go to the locker room at halftime, hit the reset button, and come out a new guy in half number 2.
56 yards rushing for him now in the first half of this Super Bowl. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
He throws it on the move but can't connect as that falls incomplete.
Well, you know me, whether you need it or not, I'm going to give a little unsolicited advice. Just throw it downfield out of the pocket only if you're absolutely sure. Otherwise, use your running ability and try and get those yards a safer way.
They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And they can't bring him down. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. That good for 22 and a first down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Back to throw now on first down. Open man, he's got him. That's Smith for the Philadelphia touchdown. Devontae Smith, an 11-yard touchdown. And the Eagles continue to look good here in the first half of this Super Bowl. Elliott good with a PAT. And it's now 21-7. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Now they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. On first and 10, it's Hall. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. A nice little gain. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball. But when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
That check down complete to Hall. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Well, that was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? 2nd and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked up by Andrew McCuba. And the Eagles are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line.
Eagles take over first and 10 at their own 35.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And now consider the lead. The question is, how much is good enough? Are you going for more?
It's the NFL. There's never enough, I believe, because they get reeled in all the time when you sit on the ball. I think that they will try and move the ball downfield, try and squeeze a few more points out of this first half. They'll be careful. They'll be a little bit cautious at times, but also they will attack downfield and try and get in position for at least 3 points.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
And with apologies to Dylan Thomas, apparently they're not going to go gently into the half. They're still out there firing haymakers. They took a chance on a deep ball there, but it winds up incomplete.
They'll look to throw for it on third and 1. And Hurts is going to be hit and taken down to the ground. Now a second timeout called for by the defense, as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Now on fourth down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Here's Smith to return it. And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. Who dumps this one off here to Hall? The Chiefs quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward.
36-yard line.
Check a lane like a game of chess. You want to be better, bring your best. When you standing in your fresh yard yelling, bring them out, bring them out. I'm a hot girl yelling, bring them out, bring them out.
Now a second and 2.
Yellow. Right side.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Pass complete to Royals. And he'll only get a yard to bring up third and 1. Just a gain of a yard in what all likelihood will be the final play of the first half. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down, 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Harrison Butker to kick off for Kansas City.
These two teams sat through a longer than usual 30-minute wait, but we're back in action here in this Super Bowl. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And I would imagine this is where you have to take stock of the situation, CD, and say, gosh, we're halfway to the Lombardi Trophy. Let's not slow down now.
And I like the way you went there. Let's not slow down now, because the first half certainly went their way. And I would expect them to continue with that type of a game plan. But you're right. You do think back to Super Bowl 54. 49ers had a double-digit lead in the fourth quarter, couldn't hold on. So plenty can still happen.
From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. They'll go to Barkley again. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. This defense could use a few more plays like that right now.
It certainly could, but think about it from an offense's perspective right now. They've got a lead, but they don't want to throttle down too much and stall themselves. Still want to move at a nice pace.
And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. So a solid run by Saquon Barkley and another 1st and 10 here.
First down.
Hands it off out of the gun. And he'll take it across the 50 and into Chief territory. Give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
This is Smith with a run. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Devontae Smith, his second touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Eagles will extend their third-quarter lead here in this Super Bowl. Elliott now to add the extra point. He knocks it through. It's 28-7.
Makes the score Eagles 28, Chiefs 7.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing, and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
Inside 4 minutes to go, third quarter. Ball again on second down. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
From the gun on third down, Mahomes. Work in the middle of the field, he's got a man complete. And he will have a Chiefs first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. From the gun, it's Mahomes. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Now back to throw. And that is incomplete. But the pressure there on third down, forcing the errant pass. 4th down coming up.
I'm getting the sense that this offense is getting frustrated. Here we are into the third quarter, and they've had plenty of opportunities to get in sync. Thus far, that hasn't happened. They're looking for answers both on the sidelines and in the huddle looking at each other.
Boy, a call like this, certainly tougher to make in a Super Bowl, but they'll go for it on 4th down. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a first down.
Kansas City Chiefs.
First down.
First and 10.
They fake the give. Now Mahomes. That ball caught. It's Rice. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
First down. First and 10 at the 15-yard line.
Back to throw again. This pass out wide to Hall. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. They'll come up 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 12.
Straight ahead is Hall. Showed some tough running, but they'll drop him at the 5-yard line. 97 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night. They'll run with Hall. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th.
Well, partner, I guess sometimes it's just a matter of philosophy. Some say run until they absolutely stop you, and others say, well, when you think they're about to stop you, fool them a little bit. I guess they should have tried to fool them on that play.
They'll go for it. It's Mahomes. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Andy Reid went for it, but it won't pan out. And this long drive is going to wind up yielding nothing. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
They go play action with Hurts. He's got a man, complete. Down the left sideline. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Devontae Smith with his 3rd touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Eagles are starting to open things up here in this Super Bowl. Elliott good on the extra point. And that'll increase their lead to 28. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And that's going to skip into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
And he's brought down, giving this one up to about the 35.
15 yards. That's good for a Kansas City Chiefs. First down.
It's been a fun one through 3. It always is. The final quarter of Super Bowl 62 is coming your way next. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Pat Surtain. And a terrific return there. They're finally able to corral him down near the 11-yard line. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. They'll run wide side here with Barkley. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. Hurts sets up to throw it. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. 3rd and 7 now.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there, because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling. Held it to an okay game.
Hurts. And will be intercepted. And the Chiefs are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
The Chiefs take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Tennessee offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And it's becoming more and more apparent that this is just not going to be their night. That Lombardi Trophy so close, but the expectations simply have not matched the results as they start on this drive, 1st and 10. Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. Mahomes now to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
First down.
Mahomes going to throw. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. And drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
2 first downs have him up to the 41 now for 1st and 10. He's going to let this one go deep. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
They'll probably spend a little extra time dissecting the game film after this one. I think the part of their plan was to hit them over the top with the deep ball. They've been unsuccessful all night.
2nd and 10. Looking to throw is Mahomes. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
The Chiefs on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. And a nice gain of 21 yards. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40.
Well, Brandon, we could see that play developing, and they were hoping that he was going to be able to put a move on the first guy and turn it into a big play. But no such luck. The speed on defense continues to get better and better in the NFL. Pretty nice example there. Those guys being able to run from their assignments and finish off that play.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line.
I got it.
Again, they'll throw with Mahomes. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Yellow. I'm the line. Hero fishing.
Ball want to get up the middle. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. That is caught. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. And Xavier Worthy, 28 yards. And the Chiefs get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit. He's got them out now to a 3-score lead here in the 4th quarter after that one, CD. And, well, he looked right off the line like he knew that that ball was coming his way, and he secured it for 6 points.
Yeah, I think when you're leading by a healthy margin already, It actually loosens you up and allows you to take maybe a few more chances and definitely probably more confidence because he certainly saw something he could exploit in the defense, and he made sure to let his quarterback know, just get it to me. And the rest was all up to him, and he delivered and made it a 3-score game.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And they are trying to play it cool down on the sidelines, but they know that they are very close now to wrapping this thing up and letting the celebration begin. A Super Bowl title within reach now as they try to polish this thing off. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. They keep it with Barkley on first down. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. Here's 2nd and 7. They'll try and run some clock here with Barkley. Shreds him with a stiff arm. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. And even 150 yards rushing for him now on 17 carries. A first down carry for Barkley. They're going to snub this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. Now a second timeout called for by the defense as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. It's Barkley on the counter. Oh, that one well designed as he'll take this down to the 30-yard line. A big pickup there for the Eagles' first down, 18 yards. Starting to become a tough spot for this defense. You're down, 4th quarter, looking a little fatigued maybe on that side of the ball.
Partner, we've seen this before, haven't we? Because every coach we've ever talked to says body language is important. And now you're seeing guys with their hands on their hips, they're bent over, hands on their knees. And the offensive guys are just saying, let's just keep running it out, and we've got them now.
And the Lombardi Trophy will rest in the city of brotherly love. The Philadelphia Eagles